Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Sorry that you can see my boobs, like they're just pregnancy boobs, crazy. If you feel called to listen to this, please do. It's just going to be a general collective reading that I'm going to put out with intention that it reaches the right people that it needs to. So if you resonate with this message, please listen to the advice. And remember, I'm not a professional. I am just someone who does this as a hobby and for themselves. I really encourage everyone to get a tarot deck and do it for yourself. It's a great tool to learn about yourself, learn about your situations and how to navigate. Today for my main deck, I will be using the Rider-Waite, I think it's Rider-Waite or Rider-Waite tarot deck, basic tarot deck everybody has. I've had this for years. It's very beaten, as you can tell. Trustworthy and reliable, and it's what I've learned on. For the Oracle, Energy Oracle, I like to pull an Oracle card, just one, along with my tarot reading. Oracle cards are more energy based. You can do readings with just this, but I like to just use these as an overall energy card pull at the end of my tarot reading. And then for the meanings of the cards, I'm using this tarot book by Tina Gong. I do also use Biddy Tarot online for the meanings of the cards. That gives you a lot more of an in-depth message and the meanings. So I've done a little invocation of retracting my energy from the cards. I'll show you how I shuffle my cards. So I split them into two and then do that. I split the deck in two. I can't really explain how to shuffle. I kind of like grab it by the top with my two index fingers. Is that an index finger? Index fingers. And then flip it like that so they go in between each other and then push them together. And I do that a few times whilst repeating my question. What does the collective need to know? What message does the collective need to hear right now? Please help me deliver this message to the collective. I'll do this as many times as I feel intuitively called to do it. Please help me deliver the message to the collective. What does the collective need to hear? I'll also like bang on them sometimes. You can either just shuffle them like this, or you can split them into three piles. I just had intuitive message to split them into three piles for this reading, so that's what I'll do, and then you choose from what pile you feel most drawn to and put that on the top. Just popping these into three piles. Ooh, I'm a bit stuck. So I feel like the middle, because sometimes things like that will happen where something gets stuck or, you know, it just seems to have a bit of trouble. So I feel called for that one, and then I'll start from the left and put them on top of each other that way. And then all I do is from the top. Okay, whoever I'm doing this reading for, you are experiencing some sort of heartbreak right now. Three of Swords is notorious heartbreak card. Maybe some sort of loss, some sort of betrayal, maybe some form of cheating. Deceival, is that a word? Deceiving energy is what I'm kind of feeling right now. Oh, the Sun. That is such a positive card. The Sun correlates with Leo. You could be dealing with a Leo, a Sagittarius, a fire sign, Aries. The Sun is very childlike. So something that also popped into my head, this person could be quite childish, whoever you are dealing with. But also the Sun is always a positive card. So to see this in a reading is really, really positive. And then you've got the Ten of Wands here. So these are your free cards. I like to do 3 card spreads because I feel they're quick and easy to read. That's just what I do, it's the habit I've got into. So you've got the Three of Swords, the Sun, and the 10 of Wands. So firstly, I'll do what I get from this reading, and then we'll read from the book. You are dealing with a betrayal or a breakup or a loss of some form with someone who's quite childlike, or you could be dealing with it in a childish way. As we grow into adults, we leave behind childish things, but you still carry that sometimes in your interactions and your arguments, which is absolutely fine. You've just got to recognize that sometimes you are childish, and you have to learn and grow from this and deal with things in your adult form, you know, as an adult, not as a child. It feels like, yeah, you're like carrying it alone with the 10 of Swords. You might not be reaching out to your friends, you might not be reaching out to your family, you might not be giving people the full story, and that is hurting you even more because you're doing this on your own. You're going through this on your own, and you need to know that you can reach out to so many people. Honestly, reach out to me if you feel like you have no one else. I know it's a privilege for some people to have a strong support network that you can reach out to, but you would genuinely be surprised how many people truly care and will give you the time of day to listen to your problems. Please don't feel alone in this. You really aren't. I think if you do reach out, you will be pleasantly surprised, and there's an ending to this. There's a light at the end of the tunnel that you're maybe not seeing right now because you're in that grief, which is just as important as getting to the other side. But yeah, there is such positive change coming from this experience, and I know it's difficult to see in the moment, but just really trust, really trust. Every time I've felt lost or just felt like my life was falling apart, something I've always held on to is the trust that the universe will not let you fall or falter. It's got you, and whatever's happening to you is meant to be happening to you to either redirect you or to replace what you had with something way better than you could ever even fathom or think of. So there is something amazing to come out of this experience. You just have to go through the grief first, and the loneliness and the heartbreak. I think as a society, we all shy away from heartbreak, and we don't, obviously no one likes to go through pain and suffering and challenges, but we'd be ignorant to ignore that that is just part of life. It is part of life, unfortunately, and there's such beauty in those painful experiences. They help you resonate with other people who've gone through the same thing, and then in turn you can give your advice from what you experienced. So yeah, we do shy away from that a lot. I think we should be more brave, I want to say, and that's also to do with the Sun card here. Be brave in what you're going through, because you've got the strength to get through it. I know you can get through it. You can. Bravery is a common trait of Leos. Leos are linked to the Sun card. Whenever I see the Sun card, I think of a Leo. Be brave. You can get through this, I promise you. Don't carry it all alone. Do not do all the work alone. There is a community of people out there, or individuals, that will help you and give you advice and want to see you do better and be better. So now I'm going to be reading from the book, Three of Swords upright. Betrayal and suffering are marked by the Three of Swords. The heart is pierced with fierce words and angry actions, and the fool may find himself more easily distressed by opinions or judgments. It is here where logic and objectivity will be helpful tools. What pain the heart bears, the mind sees with clarity, finds solutions and knows it will pass. So that's another good point. We get so wrapped up in our feelings that we are clouded with that anger or emotion. I can definitely speak from experience here. you get clouded with whatever emotion has come up for you from this experience, and you're not thinking clearly always, you're not thinking logically, and matters of the head are kind of overshadowed by matters of the heart, and you get kind of misled, I think, in your actions. You might react instead of responding. Again, I've done this so many times. I think the problem with people who are quite emotional and lead with their heart, we tend to react in such ways that after we've calmed down or the feeling has passed, we might reflect and think, oh, I maybe shouldn't have reacted that way. But it's fine. That's just, it's the consequence of having such an open heart. I think you're not always in control of your emotions, if that makes sense. You don't always think logically. Just remember that whatever you're going through now, whatever grief or betrayal you're experiencing, it will pass, and maybe take a step back before responding to said person. Just maybe think, right now, you know, hey, right now I'm feeling quite emotional. Try and recognize when you're feeling emotional and think, you know, should I post this? Should I say this right now? Maybe I should wait until I'm a bit less upset or angry or aggravated or whatever emotion you're feeling. Maybe just think, maybe I should wait to respond and not react. So speak to someone, focus on your strength, and pause to find clarity. So think about all the things you've been through before, then know that you can get through them because you've been through things like this before, or you've been through worse, or you've been through similar, and you know you have the strength to get through them. So don't let this setback knock you down permanently. Deal with what you've got to deal with. You just get back on that horse. Get back on that horse, girl. And carry on, because life does not stop for anybody, and you are allowed to feel like a rotten person, or you're allowed to feel sad or angry for X amount of time, and then you've just got to get back on that horse and carry on. So the next card is the Sun. In tarot, the Sun is representative of light, warmth, radiance and life. It gives the Fool energy, strength, positivity and charisma. The light of the Sun shines on her, within her and through her. She brightens the world with her energy and boundless optimism. With her heart full of love, confidence and gratitude, it is only natural for the Fool to express her joy and imbue others with that same joy. So this to me is saying, I know everyone's like, oh, positive mindset attracts positive things, but it really, really does. Our brains will scan our surroundings for things that will support the belief systems we already have. It's called confirmation bias. If you're in a poor mental state and a negative way of thinking, you're gonna look for things like, well, you're not gonna purposely do it, but your brain will look and scan for things that support that theory or whatever theory you've got in mindset at the moment. So you could be looking around thinking, oh my god, my life is a shambles, you know, everything's crumbling away, I've been hurt, like all I ever do is get hurt, and you kind of lose sight of all the positivity in your life. Remember, this too shall pass. The Sun, you know, is always there. It's eternal. Sometimes it's just clouded and you lose sight of it, but it's always there. It's never going to leave you. Yeah, just try and keep a positive mindset. Try and find gratitude in the little things of life. So for example, when I was feeling really, really down, I would just wake up in the morning and try and think of what I was grateful for, and that would be as little as, I'm really grateful for the energy to get up this morning and brush my teeth and wash my face. I'm really grateful for the energy to carry on. I am grateful for, you know, the car that I drive, or this coffee that I'm drinking, I'm really grateful for that. And those little bits of positivity to start your morning off, or just to remember that even though your circumstances might not reflect great positivity, etc., right now, they are there. You're just clouded, your judgment is clouded by your current emotions. And that might take a little while to pass, but it will pass. Like, it will pass. The sun will come out again and you will remember how much you've got to be grateful for. So just remember, you will move away from this stage and the sun will come out again. Lastly, we've got the 10 of Wands. Heavy burdens are marked here, ones that the Fool may be stubbornly resistant to sharing. Even as he buckles under their weight, he must either ask for help or share the emotional weight of a secret that he has carried alone. But instead of reaching out, he may push others away. If he does not learn to share his burden, all that he has achieved up until this point may be at risk. So that's another thing. When you don't share with people, and I know I say this with sympathy because I'm someone who has only just learned to let people in truly. When you don't share with people, your familiars, your friends, your family, when you don't share what's truly going on, you kind of give off the message that, you're not welcome into my life, you're not welcome to share my burdens, I don't trust you with this knowledge. And a lot of people want to be there for you, and that is offensive to them. It hurts that you won't allow people into your life in that capacity. So sharing the burden and keeping it bottled in and not letting anyone in and showing what you're going through, it can damage the relationships that you've built. Luckily, coming from my story, luckily my friends and family, they cared for me and loved me so much that even though I pushed them away for so long, they still stuck around and waited for me to be ready to share, because they loved me and they cared for me, and I think they could see past the veil. Definitely be aware of that. You don't always have to, shout it from the rooftops what you're going through, but just confiding in one friend. It makes people feel this sense of responsibility almost, which gives people a purpose, and then they feel good about themselves because they've helped you out. You feel good because you've shared your burden with them. And a problem shared is a problem halved. Everyone knows that saying. So yeah, just be wary of that. And again, like I said, you're carrying this alone. You may not be sharing with your close people and your tribe what's going on. And if you feel like you haven't got that tribe, you haven't found that tribe, I'm really sorry that you feel that way. I can definitely sympathize with that. But I think you'd be surprised with who would really care and show up for you if you just reached out and you asked for the help. Don't carry this alone. There is so much value in sharing your story and what's going on, and it does strengthen your relationships. You do feel a deeper connection with the people around you when you open up and you share. So don't go through this alone, please. Please, you're not alone. You really are not alone. Definitely open up and share. Obviously, be aware that some people can only be there for you in a certain capacity. So definitely, don't expect someone to don't expect to confide in someone and they wave a magic wand and everything's better. It's more of, hey, I'm feeling this way, I need to share it, can you listen to me? And just having someone listen, not even necessarily give the best advice, just having someone listen and sharing that burden, if you have been bottling it up and keeping it a secret, is a lot better than keeping it in. And the right friends will not judge you for, what you've got going on. Maybe some mistakes you've made. We all make mistakes. It's just parcel of life. So now we'll move on to the final part of the reading, which is an energy oracle reading. I do the same thing. So we'll do like a little invocation of Spirit, help me relay this message to whoever needs to hear it. This is not a message for myself, this is a message for the collective. Please help me relay this message to whoever needs to hear it. Thank you. And then again, I'll just do the same shuffling method, put them together, bang them around a bit. And then I'll do the 3 pile. Or actually, we can do this one. Spirit, please help me relay a message. An energy oracle for the collective. Spirit, please help me relay. Oh, there we go. Ooh, see, yeah. Hostilities. Hostilities is the energy you got for this. It really does seem like you're bottling up whatever you've got going on. You're really not letting anybody in to see what's actually truly going on and the severity of your situation. You might be in quite like a serious situation. You might really need help. Please reach out for help. This is what this is screaming to me. Please confide in someone who you feel safe to confide in, a family member, a friend, maybe professional help. There's a lot of resources out there. Say if you're going for a breakup and you need somewhere to stay, there is a lot of resources out there through the council, whatever council area you live in. If you call the council, there's or just go on Google and search, I think it's social housing, or just search how can I apply for homelessness, and it'll give you a number for your council to ring, and they should be able to help you out. But yeah, very hostile energy. I think whoever you are dealing with here as well could also be reluctant to admit blame to what they've done. They could be ignoring you. That's what's just popped into my head. You could be not on speaking terms. The energy could have been left in a very volatile, angry, you know, I'm never speaking to you again kind of energy. So I'll read now from the little book. Defense is up, aggressive energy. Upright, this card shows a man raising his sword in readiness to do battle. When it comes upright, it reveals a situation where hostilities towards you are about to be or have already been engaged. The aggressive energy may be verbal or emotional, with someone in your environment being excessively critical, demanding or hurtful. In a work or social situation, there may be a backstabbing or out and out slander going on. So definitely a betrayal has happened here. You've been betrayed in some form, whether that be from a partner, a friend, a family member, work. Someone's really betrayed you here. There's like malicious energy here. This is different from the deceit card because the hostile energies are more apparent, more overt. In fact, you may have been living with them for some time, but whether this is new or old energy, now is the time to regain control. Allowing dishonor and treatment from others is an open invitation to the universe to send you more. It may feel risky, but you need to have the courage to stand up for yourself now and always. So if we let and allow people to walk all over us and treat us like shit, basically, all that does is give that person the message, this is okay. Like, it's fine that you can treat me like this because I have such little self-worth. I'd rather you stick around and give me the validation and attention that I need from you, and I have to put up with your shitty behavior or treatment of me, than be alone. So that's all that message gives. Say you're in a situation where, you know, someone could cheat on you all the time, and you're still there with open arms, giving them a bed to sleep in, feeding them. You know, it's allowing them in your space full stop, shouldn't be, you should care about yourself more and hold yourself to higher standards than to allow somebody like this to treat you that way. You need to cut this person off. Like, you need to cut this person off. This person does not value you. They do not have respect for you. They do not see you as an equal. This person needs to go. You need to realize that you're worth a lot more than this. And this person, bye, needs to get out of here, because you do deserve way better treatment. And there's somebody out there, even though that's not the be all and end all, there's people out there that will see and value you for who you truly are and will treat you accordingly, not treat you the way that this person's been treating you. You need to cut this person off. Realize that you are worth a lot more than their treatment, and their treatment of you doesn't define who you actually are and your worth. Really dig deep and see that you are better than this. You are worth more than this, and it will be hard and a rocky road. It's worth it at the end, because you'll come out with a renewed sense of self and a better understanding of how people can treat you going forward, and then you can present that to these people in your life and say, this is how I want to be treated from now on, and this is how I deserve to be treated. Set stronger boundaries. Enforce those boundaries. It's easy to set boundaries. Enforcing those and keeping them in place is what really shows people that you're serious about your self-worth and how you want to be treated. Like I said, if you allow people to treat you the way that they have been, you are going to be disappointed for a long time, because nobody will see you for who you really are and what worth and value you hold in this world. So in conclusion, if you resonate with any of the information or messages in this video, please find the strength to go on and find the strength to confide in your friends. Reach out. There's so many organizations that can help you. You're a very strong person and you can get through this. Like, I promise you, you can get through this. You've got this. I believe in you. You've got the strength of the universe on your side, and yeah, you've got this. Please don't give up. Remember your worth. Do not let people treat you like garbage. You are a queen, a king. You are amazing and you deserve better. Thank you so much for listening and giving me your time today. Hopefully I'll do these regularly, maybe like once a month or something like that, and then I'll build my skill and intuition so I can give you clearer messages, and hopefully I can build this over time. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.